Thank you, Dr. Roni. It's an extremely insightful talk that you have offered to us that many of us were not aware of. And the talk has been supported with very rich and rich data. And this is really, really very informative data, and also what is happening at the, the borderlands and the other transnational, countries playing a very important role, and probably a lot of debates have begun to happen if these countries are actually involved in this prolonged violence in the state of Manipur, including USA, China, and so on. So thank you very much. Now we have Lieutenant General NishiKanta. The profile is quite big, but I'll try to just, to include everything in a brief. So Lieutenant General NishiKanta joined the Indian Army in 1979, served the institute for 40 years. He is the third Lieutenant General from Northeast and second from Manipur since independence. He was the country's senior-most officer of military intelligence corps for more than 5 years. He represented in military contact with the USA, UK, Israel, China, Myanmar, Iran, South Africa, and Bhutan. He led a rescue mission to Afghanistan in 2010 when the Indian medical mission was attacked by the Taliban. Academically, he holds an MPhil degree from the Madras University in Defense Studies. He has done a number of research studies and taken part in seminars and important workshops. He served all over the country and visited 21 countries. Retired from the army in 2018. He is presently the editor-chief of publication Northeast Chronicles, and also the president of Purva Sainik Seva Parishad Manipur. Over to you, Mr. Lieutenant General NishiKanta. Thank you, sir.
Firstly, my sincere thanks to the audience who are here to listen to our talks, and to the organizers, the National Institute of Advanced Studies, my fellow panelists, everyone. Speaking in the late in the afternoon has always been a problem. Amongst the academicians, I feel I am out of place. But however, I must admit that when I speak here now, I speak as a good Indian, I speak as a nationalist. So many people ask, what is a nationalist? I say, very difficult to explain, but when I feel that, right or wrong, my country is always right. There is a nationalist. Okay. Now, except those who have come from Manipur, I will ask frankly, how many of you are or were aware of the term Meitei and the cookies? Very few. Okay. So now today the whole world knows the Meitei and cookies. Okay, because of this conflict. Today I was speaking to an additional secretary of the Karnataka government, an IAS officer. We were discussing on many things. The first thing he asked me was, can you just take 2 minutes to explain what it is? What it is that what is going on in Manipur? My co-panelists have spoken on on certain aspects. I will try to cover the geo-strategic fallout or geo-strategic aspect of what is happening in Manipur. When we carry out a geostrategic analysis, first thing that we all do is a SWOT analysis. I'm sure you all, I don't know, for all those who don't know what is SWOT analysis. It's strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. But I will not be carrying out a SWOT analysis in a literal sense, but that is what our bread and butter in the army, especially when you start handling, when you are colonel and above, you have to carry out a SWOT analysis too. So, what is this going on in Manipur as on today? The international community and the media wants to paint it as brought up earlier, communal clash between the Hindus and Meiteis, between the majority and minority. I'm afraid if you are following a narrative, you have not understood what is the problem. As brought up just now, the problem is, it is a war on narco-terrorism. It is a war on illegal migration. It is a war on environmental degradation. Okay. So, the conflict in Manipur is unique in the world. It has never happened anywhere. Yes, the Latin American countries do have some sort of a war against the narco-terrorism. But here, it is a one community versus another community. That is what has been painted. It has been brought up about illegal migration. How severe the illegal migration can be has been shown in what happened in Assam. We all are aware about the Nellore incident. Why did suddenly the Assamese attack those poor people? Are they really mad? No. They're sensible people. But then, what triggered them? So, when you talk about illegal migration into Manipur, which everyone talks about, I will add illegal migration into Manipur and Mizoram, because these two states are bordering the Chin states of Myanmar, where the ethnically identity people are staying. I'll give an example. First time I went to Myanmar was in 2000. I went right up to Mandalay. Our first stop was at Monwa. During my drive from Tammu to Monwa, there was not a single church. Okay? There was not even one church. The people whom I met, they were Myanmarese officers, maybe one or two Naga officers. But there was no officer from the Chin group of people. The evening program which was presented to us, after all we were the big guest, so there was some cultural program. It was all ethnic Myanmarese. So far so good. And we proceeded towards the Saigon countries and Mandalay and all that. Then in 2007 again when I went, I found on the road every village had a church. In some cases, two churches. I'm not blaming my Christian brothers, I'm just telling the changes in the social. When I met the Myanmarese officers, this time there were 2, 3, 4, 5 Chin officers. Myanmarese officers belonging to Chin. Then in the evening when I saw the cultural program, it was no more pure Myanmarese, this time with guitar and Western music and ballet. So there was a change, perceptible change in Myanmar.
Within 4 years.
This is 2000 and 2007. In fact, I am an intelligence officer. I have been working for the national intelligence, and when I see a thing, I just don't see a thing, I try to analyze why is it happening. Okay. Now, rest I will not, because a lot of things have been already covered. The question is, you all must be thinking, why do the Myanmaris come to India? Why should they leave their house and come to India? Somebody brought out about a military coup in 1960s. But if you read the history of Myanmar, without a coup also military was ruling right from 1948. It was all throughout the military ruling. In fact, when the last coup against ASSK, Aung San Suu Kyi was done, I expected the coup to be happening in 2-3 weeks' time. But I was really surprised that Myanmar army was very benign to ASSK, and it took about 3 months. Because the way she was behaving, I was 100% sure that now the coup will take place. Because there is our analysis of many things. So again, I am not by any chance supporting the military. I am just reading the events as to what is happening, what can happen. So now when you have a military coup, when you have a society which is less developed, a Chin person when he comes to India, to Manipur or Mizoram, where is ethnic brotherhood exists, it is very easy for him to make an Aadhaar and become an Indian. Second, most important thing, he has more chance than any one of us to get a government job. You'll ask me why? How? Because now he is enlisted as a scheduled tribe. Okay? Until the time he gets his job, he takes up the poppy cultivation, which is very highly paid. So it is very good for him that now this was fitting my brothers, Kuki brothers who are in Manipur. I'm not saying that all the Kukis, all the Chin group people staying in Manipur are aliens. No. Some of them have been staying for last 150 years. They came first time sometime in 1820s. So, we all know that ours is a democracy. In democracy, what matters is the numbers. When I say number in the parliament, number in the legislative assembly. And as brought out, the book in 1988 has been giving a lot of thought for it. But I feel it is even prior to that, the aspiration of not being part of Manipur was always there. I was transporting the cookies in the 1991, 90 to 93 cookie Naga class. I am aware of what they were discussing about it. I was in Delhi in 1997 negotiating the cookie pite class. So I am aware of what were the various points. I will not go into the details. But the aspirations of the cookies started sometime in 1988. 1988 is very important because the strongest NSCN group, strongest insurgent group called NSCN had a split. Majority of their cadres were murdered at night. So it became NSCN North and South during that time. This later on became NSCN IM and NSCN KL. So they wanted to, the cookies felt that now is the time, so they raised their own arm. Now somebody brought about the cookie Naga class, number of casualty. Number of casualty really does not figure. What is the end? In military mission, what is the end state we are looking? The end state for the Nagas was to capture dominant More. We say he who dominates More, he who dominates Dimapur, and he who dominates the national highway dominates the economy of Manipur. Okay? It does not matter where you dominate these three things. You dominate the commerce, you dominate the economy, you get a lot of extortion money, you get casualty of the cookies are more, but ethnic cleansing of Nagas took place in More. As of today, there is not a single Naga family living in More. They have land registered in their name. There is no meaning. So I was talking about the cookies planning, thinking they must have more shade, more area. So increase the population is obviously the answer. By natural means, increasing can be very tough. But the exponential increase can take place when you bring in people from the other side. Now, I have seen the census. I don't want to quote any figures, but it is surprising that in one political constituency, in the year 2001 census, those who are 10 to 15 year old were about 150. Okay? That means 10 years down the line, that is 2010 census, 20 to 25. Those 10 years old will become 20 and 15 year old will become 25. Should have also have been around 150. In fact, some reduced if somebody has died. Unfortunately, it was about 400. Now, did somebody give birth to a 20-year-old child? Not really possible. Now I asked them that how has it really happened? So they told me that there is migration from other villages. I said, show me the village from where they are migrated, because there the number must reduce. But unfortunately, it did not take place. Today, the Chief Minister of Mizoram talks about Greater Mizoram. There is a talk in 2033. How are we sure that 2043 will not be talking about a separate sovereign Chin and Chin areas, Chin population of Manipur and Myanmar living together? This is one of the important aspects of SWOT analysis. Considering that they are very well organized, it has been proven in this crisis. By third man international community, including the Vatican, knew what has happened in Manipur. Half of my brothers, Indian brothers, didn't know, except maybe some media. So, if they are so good in organizing, what can happen in future? I leave it to your judgment. Bringing out truth which is shooting you, truth which is shooting them, is an art which they have mastered. It was brought out by the Rumin that minority, majority. I'll be specific. In this conflict, there are 4 areas where the conflict has really taken place. One is the Imphal, which is very big. Next biggest town is Churachandpur. Next is More. Another is Kanpur. I must tell you that in Imphal, yes, Meiteis are in majority. But in Churachandpur, More and Kanpopi, the Meiteis are in minority. Then why are we talking about majority, minority? Then to talk about the Christians and the Hindus, I must tell you that you talk about churches being brought down. Some churches were already brought down before the conflict because the churches have been constructed in the government land. You saw the eviction right? This thing. So it was part of that. I must also tell you that there were churches, Meitei churches in Churachandpur. They were burned down. So by any means, it is not a Christian versus Hindu. It is a community versus another community. One community which wants to expand, one community which is fighting a war against the narco-terrorists. I must also mention here that